What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm back down at my main shop. Behind me here I have our 926M. If you saw the video when we put these new front fenders on here, you know that I had to buy the fender flares for it. So there is a piece that goes right here and it sticks out to about here. I can show you on this old fender here. So I have this one here. I also have this mud flap and this bracket here to put on. We didn't put that one on because I'll show you right here. This hole gets reused for the bracket and the flares. So on the other side, we have this mud flap on, and on the inside here, there's also two bolt holes that hold a bracket that goes all the way across there. So I have to pull these two bolts off on this side again in order to put the flare on, and then I can put everything on together. But first, let me pull this mud flap off. I ended up getting all new hardware for the fender flares, plus I have the two new flares right here. So I'm gonna pull this mud flap off. We'll button up this side first, and then we'll take the two bolts out of that side and throw the flare on that side as well. Right, don't snap the motor here. Alright, so now you can see the whole bracket that goes up inside the fenders. It is full of dirt here. So. Pretty big bracket. This will go out here. That gets bolted together, and obviously the flare goes through the hole as well. So there's really 6 holes in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I believe they gave me, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They gave me 8, so I have to reuse one from the top and one from the bottom, I guess. I'm not really sure. Let me go look at it, and then we'll see what we got to do. All right, I'm gonna put 2 new ones in the middle just to hold it on for now, and then we can lift the mud flap up and get one through there as well to hold it. Alright, so you can start to see how it looks with the flare on it, and it looks much nicer. But I have to get this bracket up inside. This piece right here goes in between the flare and the fender there. So it's kind of difficult because this just wants to flop around. But I think what I'm going to try and do is get one bolt in that side, holding that side up there just loose so it has some play in it, and then we'll get this side up and work one through over here. So I'll show you why it's kind of a pain here, is because you have to sandwich the fender flare and the fender with this one, and this one is very loose in here. You can see it's bent right there, but This just folds over, so you kind of got to hold it up, and then this piece wants to drop, and by yourself you only have two hands, so a little bit difficult, especially with the tire here. But we got it. Time to get this all bolted on. Well, actually I have two bolts in it already. I got to get one more up here, one more down, actually two up here it looks like. Don't know if I have enough bolts. They gave me 8. So anyway, let me get at least one more in there, one more down there, and then we'll tighten everything down and move on to the other side. All right, I got all of the bolts tightened down. I didn't put a second one in here, and I also only have one on each side holding the mud flap, but it is tight. Once I see how many extra bolts I have when I'm done with the other side, we'll go through and put them in the empty holes that we have. Alright guys, the fender flares are on, all bolted down nice and tight. Mud flaps are on as well. If you remember, there are mud flaps that go up here, but we're not using them because they hit these snow tires. So I'll show you right here. We have one in here. I am going to keep this in case we ever put different snow tires on here. These tires are a little bit bigger than your stock tires, and there's just too much tension on those. So we could really cut the mud flaps down, but it's really not something that's necessary for what we're going to be doing with this machine. But anyway, fender flare on this one as well, mud flap bolted to it nice and tight. They look very good. These fenders were a little too narrow without the flares. Flares are something that are supposed to be on them anyway, but it really gives it a much better look covering the tire with them on there. Time to get this thing parked. Yeah, that door is so heavy. But that is going to wrap it up for this one. If you guys have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time. Peace.